Iasu Malagido. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 12.
A couple of weeks ago, I was having dinner with a friend and overheard what had to be a first date at the table right next to us. The conversation was awkward at first as they both seemed to struggle to get a good flow going. I looked over a bit later to see that they were now much more engaged in discussion. They shared their interests and had started looking each other in the eye more often. They even touched hands. Slowly, the pair of them seemed to grow affectionate towards each other. I went to the bathroom and the guy on the date walked in and used the urinal next to me. And to my greatest shock, right there on his phone was an open dating app. With his less busy hand, he was swiping left and right. Back at the table, he ended the date abruptly and called it a night. Just like that, he was moving on to the next option available to him at just the click of a button. Maybe I'm a bit out of touch, but what I witnessed seemed so cruel and callous that I asked myself, is that what dating is like now? Where we just swipe human beings left or right, discarding and approving potential mates on our quest to lasting romance, a one-night stand, or something in between. Let's get one thing out of the way first. Dating sucks and has always sucked. Every date you go on, whether from an app or a more natural arrangement, you set yourself up for the strong likelihood of being disappointed or disappointing someone else. You might get your heart broken when your love is unrequited, or have to tear someone's heart out when you're just not feeling it. You might say the wrong thing, or your date might not even show up. These worries are the same now as they have been since romantic love became a thing in the 19th century.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, first off, I just want to start off by saying this. If you're a guy, okay, and you go to the urinal, and if you're pissing, you shouldn't be on your phone, man. I mean, that's like, are we this? Like, I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love being on my phone. I think it's an awesome invention. The cell phone and videos and the music and the automatic porn. But the point is, I think we can wait a good 15, 20 seconds for a good piss, and then go back after on your phone, like either that or this person that the other person was seeing, like on the dating app, it just isn't some people, you know what, it's an addiction. Like, it really is an addiction. A lot of people go on apps and just look for love, and yeah, chances are you're not going to find it, and you're looking for something very specific. Obviously, especially like this gentleman was taking a piss, and he literally probably walked out of his date, and he just wanted something else. Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been on dates where I swear to you, I want to just walk out. There's one time I even went on a date. I planned this thing in my head, like I was gonna bribe the waitress a few bucks and say, listen, tell the person. Like first off, can I go out this back door or no? And then, I don't know, just tell them I'm, emergency, whatever. I mean, there's dates where I've literally wanted to jump out of a car. I mean, it's just like, I get it, but I mean, to pull this shit, I mean, this is fucking crazy. I mean, this is just, it's insane. And like, I feel this person's frustration. By the way, I want to give him a shout out here. If you go on YouTube, put in dating apps are more dangerous than you think. The subscriber is Aperture, 1.78 million subscribers. Shit, that's pretty good. That's 1.78 more than I have. But the point is, it's crazy out there, guys. It really is. And also there's a lot of scams out there. I've noticed the last whatever years. It's just there's just it's a lot of them are just scams. I mean, they're people overseas or whatever. Oh, I like I'm not in this country right now, but I will be soon, or I say I'm in this country because I want to just get recognition for something or citizenship or what. Like it's fucking crazy. So I absolutely feel this guy's frustration. But I will say this: I mean, it doesn't suck all the time. Okay, sometimes it's sometimes it works out pretty good. But yeah. But I get it. It can be extremely frustrating. And I mean, I could tell you just keep going. Maybe you'll find something, but I shouldn't say you won't because I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of good, successful stories out there, but don't get your hopes up. Just don't. I've done 12 of these, so clearly it's going great for me. But I mean, I don't have to tell you. I really don't. I mean, at this point, yeah, it is somewhat just a source of entertainment, as you can tell by the stories I've already given in the previous ones, and this one I'm going to give you as well. So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, there's just a lot of scams out there. I mean, I think a lot of people are just using it as a platform to get money and or just sucker people into giving money. And I think I mentioned this before. Like I talked to somebody at a bar once, and one of my buddies, and I don't know, he was drunk as fuck, and like he even mentioned he sent this one woman thousands of dollars, and he's never even met her, like over emails, and just I mean, like you do hear about these people, but to actually talk to someone who's done it, like, I was frozen for a bit because I was like, holy shit. I mean, like he doesn't seem like a dumb guy or anything, but the same, I don't know, maybe he's really hopeful. Some of these guys, but it's like that last scene in Wolf of Wall Street. It just shows the crowd there, and it just shows, yeah, there's a sucker born every minute. It's crazy. I mean, you don't want to think you don't want to think these people, but it happens. So I don't know. I don't know. Like in many ways these days with online dating, I mean, I just see it as a form of entertainment, basically. I mean, I think a lot of people just say worst case scenario, I'm just going to make a podcast out of it and put some stories. And by golly, that's what I'm doing. So, I mean, part 12, don't expect it to be, better than part 1 or even part 5. I'm just sharing stories here. That's all. You want to listen? Cool. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not making any money on this. So it is what it is. I'm just trying to, teach you guys maybe a few things here and there, and, give you some idea of what, people like me or others go through. That's all. That's all. Simple things. Simple things. Life is simple. Sometimes, there's simpletons. But the point is, yeah. So, I'll get the ball rolling here if you don't mind. So yeah, this one girl I'm talking to, again, perfect example. They say they're from Toronto. That's where I'm from, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Beautiful city. The mental state in this city is absolutely gone crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Just take a streetcar, any streetcar after midnight. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, it's going to shit. But anyways, I'm looking at the pictures that she has here, and there's one picture, nice picture, but she's clearly in front of some of the nicest water I've ever seen. Now, the closest thing that we got to a beach in Toronto. I mean, there's the beaches, and by the way, it's called the Beaches. Okay, some people call it the beach or some. I don't know. It's like when these Malakas call the Danforth the Danny. You're an idiot. It's called the Beaches. Okay, plain and simple. But anyways, I've never seen clear water like this there. Like even at Cherry Beach, I just assume. I mean, some people do actually go for a swim in there. I don't know why. I'm surprised your feet don't fall off after, but I just assume when I flush, like that's where it goes. So either that or worst case Lake Ontario. But yeah, I mean clearly she's not from here. And then you see like the house, it's kind of got kind of a Barbados kind of thing going there, and it and another good sign is that the sun is out. Ladies and gentlemen, lately, especially the winters here in Toronto, you're lucky if you see the sun for a few hours. Okay, I mean, it's yeah. So clearly, you could tell it's a scam. It's you just know, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter. Barbados, Toronto beaches, either way, you can't drink the water. So I talked to another woman here, and we're just talking for a little bit, and she's telling me her story there, whatever. She's like, "Oh, I pay her a compliment. Oh, thanks. Single 9 years, except for a brief 3 months of dating an asshole over the summer, but that's it." I'm like, well, we all gotta have that summer love, but you seem like a good person, good looking woman. I'm just doing my thing here. And then she's like, thank you. It wasn't summer love. Trust me. Okay, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's all good. Winter love. You gotta stay warm. I hear you. She's like, oh, why are you single? I'm like, just because just listen to my podcast. You get the idea. And then she goes into her ex there. She's like, oh, we didn't even fuck. All of it is a long story. Let's just say he was newly separated and his ex was a psychopath. Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever met someone who doesn't have an ex as a psychopath or vice versa? I'm not sure, because the point is, yeah, it's just, like no one goes out with a sane person anymore. You notice that? Just it's weird. But I'm like, I haven't been single for long, blah blah blah. But I sent her the emoji face where your head blows up, because I've done 12 of these, including this one. So do you date though? I'm like, of course, and then I'm thinking to myself, like, she went with a guy for 3 months. I just make a joke, 3 months and no loving. Holy fuck. And I'm like, yes, I am a human being. I do go on dates and, have, sex, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get her to talk about more about her story. She's like, no, long story, she's, it's just, you can feel the frustration, and she's like, okay, well, when I've been single, 9 years, it's because I haven't dated either. So, I'm like, okay, you nothing here. You're dating a psycho. I'm like, this is just crazy. I'm like, yeah, like, how do you do it? I might have thrown a Lorena Bobbitt joke there, but whatever. She's the woman, ladies and gentlemen, who cut off the guy's penis when he was asleep. Which again, I don't know how you're asleep and you don't feel that. And I just tossed it out a window, and like who knows, maybe a street sweeper could have came by and sucked it up. I mean, yeah, like thank God they found it. I mean, holy shit. But yeah, I'm just trying to lighten the mood here. That's all. I'm just here to have fun, and that's it. And and then I'm just teasing. I'm a joke maker. But how come though? Are you afraid to get out there, or is it something else? If you don't want to share, that's okay. I'm just trying to get to know you. That's all. And then she goes, "You don't know the hell I've been through." Well, I have some idea at this point, and maybe that's why I've been single for so long. My kid died at 14 in a fire. Okay, and was really hurt by men. Ooh, Jesus. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, that's I'm not trying to make a joke out of this or nothing. I mean, that's really crazy. I mean, obviously, my heart goes out to her, but I mean, is it just me, or did that come out of nowhere? I mean, I don't know. And then she made a quick segue there about like, oh, my kid died, and yeah, men have really hurt me. Okay. I yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm sorry for your loss, and I yeah, it was I didn't know what to say, like, I'm just trying to, like, again, I don't find it funny. It just came out of nowhere, and, she's like, I kind of had to defend myself after you laughing at me for being single for so long, you know? I'm like, I was just kidding around, I thought, and I don't know, like, defend you. What? Then keep on dating, keep on fucking. Good luck. Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying. Again, I don't know where this came from. Again, like, like, you ever talk to someone online and just I don't know. I guess it's kind of like going to a bar, talking to a bartender mentality, like a blank page kind of thing. It's just like you don't know the person, so you can just unload on them. You know what I mean? And you think they're not going to judge you, and it's just crazy. And then she says, well, maybe you shouldn't have been judgmental. Maybe you should have asked before making a joke out of it. I was, and again, I make a joke out of her. She's not referring to the kid comments. She's referring to like the whole relationship in 3 months, whatever. And I mean, again, ladies and gentlemen, maybe this is just the guy talking here, but I don't know why you go out with someone for 3 months and not have sex with them. I'm just like, if they're in the army, I get that, but I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I've heard that women will look at a guy or talk to a guy, whatever, for 10, 15 seconds, and they know if they're gonna, not so much fuck him, but at least, go, they like him, have a good relationship, or something in the future, whatever. But I mean, clearly, this woman is not ready to date, and she's just totally unloading, and, it's just, it's great. I feel bad for these people. I really do, because, they clearly have a lot of stuff like built up, and, unfortunately, they just kind of unload on you, so. But then again, there's people like this woman here, just keep it short and simple. Again, scams are everywhere, I go, hey, how are you, and clearly she's clearly out of my league. I have a feeling that the picture does not match the name, if you know what I mean. I don't think I have to say more to that. And again, you're looking, a lot of red flags here. She's like, hey, you look cute, smiley face. And then I text her back, does this scam ever work? LOL. And I didn't hear anything back. So there you go. Listen, sometimes, when you're scamming people, you dribble and you shoot. You're going to get a lot of strikeouts. Eventually, you will hit that millionaire home run. So, good luck to her. And then, someone else, I'm just, she's like, hi. I go, hey. And then, I asked her, are you from Toronto? And she goes, no, thank you. That's it. So I mean, is she from? I don't know. Maybe, it's. But again, she knew what she was looking for. I'm like, okay, cool. There you go. It's all good. Hey. So another woman. I got to keep going. And she, we have a little good thing back and forth there online. We exchange numbers, whatever. Of course, she put in the wrong area code, so that's why I didn't hear from her for a bit. Whatever, it happens. Sometimes you put in the wrong number, sometimes you send the wrong. It happens. I encourage everyone. You're going to send someone a number. Make sure it's the right one. That's all. And make sure you put in the right number, because we're all human here. And then I just make a joke for some reason. Every rose has its thorn. I start singing, whatever, and she's like, "Oh my God, poison!" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, okay." She got my joke, whatever. It's all good. A good little start there. Of course. Things are going well. She's feeling the vibes. Me too. I think a lot of things back and forth, whatever. And she's telling me her whole thing there, and and of course, a lot of relationships don't work, and a lot of people, they get separated, and like everything has to be divvied up, divorce and all that could get pretty ugly there, and like she's telling me this crazy story how she basically like. I don't believe, like she moved back home with her parents, and the house that they bought together, he's still there. And I'm like, how does that work? I mean, like, yeah, like again, maybe I guess to a certain point that you just want to whatever leave or whatever, and but still, like, you should split it up together, and it's it's pretty crazy, and then there's another woman here, getting along pretty well, same thing, whatever, and you know, I'm not really, you know, I, you do this online thing, you gotta send people pictures. Okay, let's just really be honest with ourselves. Okay, you have to. You have to. I mean, like at one point, okay, you see the pictures online, fine. But there's a party that's like, oh, I want to see more of you. Not naked or nothing like that. I'm just saying, But you know, you want to see if the person is legit. If they actually have like pictures, of themselves, just other than what's online. And you're like, all right, whatever. And it's sometimes like just asking for a picture for someone, it is just like pulling teeth. And then she finally sends me a picture. She's totally like covered up. It's like sweater, glasses. She's got a mask on. It's the whole thing. I'm like, I get it. COVID. We all survived that, but I think you can take it off for 2 seconds. That's all I'm asking for. And she got really offended by that. And again, I say, if you're doing this online thing, you cannot get that easily offended. You have to get ready to show people, what you look like. I know it's tough. I mean, look at me. I mean, really, really look at me. But I still put a picture up there. It doesn't matter. You have to, And I tell people all the time, if you can't send a picture to someone or put a picture of yourself online, you're not meant for online dating. Okay, and I get it. Like, you don't want to go out there. Maybe you're shy or whatever. But hey, this is the world we live in. Okay, so you got to do it, plain and simple. And then there's another instance where I'm just talking to this one person, and they just send me like this Twitter link. And again, and it's always funny, like with certain websites, like something will pop up and it'll say, "Beware of requests for money or personal information. Learn more." And I text her back like, "What's this?" And then they send you. And then they sent another message. "Bringing up money or personal info too early might not be a good idea. Thanks, tips." And then I just text her back, like, "I don't like Twitter." And that's it. I got nothing against Elon Musk there. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. I did a podcast about him. I don't know. Like, apparently he ruined Twitter. I don't know, somehow. I don't know how that was 40 billion well spent. But anyways, yeah, so I'm like, okay, that's it. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't care. Fuck off. So, and then, and then she keeps sending me messages. I'm like, whatever. And then at one point she sends me like a voice note, and maybe it's real. Who knows? And then again, she sends me another Twitter thing. I'm like, it's just, again, this will not work. This will not work. I don't know. And people just, they don't care. And, and just for jokes, I sent her something, like saying like, "Look, this is crazy. This is a scam, blah, 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 blah." Then she sends me 3 smiley faces, like laughing in a row. And I try to send something else, and it says the user is now blocking messages. Well, that's great. On to the next scam, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. So, Oh, and here's a great one. So I'm talking to this one person. Everything I thought was going good. And again, we exchanged numbers. And all I got was one simple text back. Okay. And this is what it says. Hand to God. Okay. And again, keep in mind, I didn't do anything. Okay. We just went back and forth. She exchanged numbers. Everything was going great. So this is what happened. So she said, "You are completely and utterly repulsive. Your mother hated you the moment you were born. She should have aborted you. Kill yourself. All men are rapists, including you. Dead men don't rape." And again, like I didn't send her anything yet. I exchanged numbers with her, whatever. She sends me this. That's it. This is the society we live in. So just as a joke, I send her like a confused face, whatever, and then I just text her back like, "Is this my ex?" LOL. And I didn't hear anything back. So it's it's I mean, again, you got to take online dating with a grain of salt, grain of really fucking crazy. But yeah, it's again, I don't know, inbreeding. I mean, bad, multiple bad stepfathers. I don't know, but again, I hope you get all the help you need. Holy shit. Speaking of daddy issues, so I spoke to one woman, okay, and of course, and this is, I think, happens to some people out there, where you talk to someone, and you don't even realize, like a lot of times they'll maybe recommend you someone or whatever, and like you don't even look at like where the person's from. I mean, this person could be from China. You could be from Wisconsin. Whatever. As long as you don't meet someone from Florida, you're fine. But you don't pay attention to shit, and a lot of times you're just swiping, and you're not even looking at your phone, and you just swipe away, and you're like, who gives a fuck? I mean, you're just looking around, you know wondering how somebody fucks up Twitter. I mean, I like how do you fuck that? I don't understand. Like you buy the company for a couple 40 billion, and you just, I don't know, like people just go on there, and and now you start charging for it now. Really, you don't have enough money. I don't know, not enough people driving Teslas. No, okay. So I'm talking to her. Hey, we got a good little thing going. So again, just exchange numbers, whatever. And look, I'm not gonna lie. She had a very sexy voice, like very sexy voice. Like a lot of women don't realize how sexy their voice is. And I've been told I got a pretty decent voice too. I listen. God gave me these looks. It's the least He could do. Okay, this and the podcast. That's all I got. So I'm not gonna lie to you. We late at night we just start talking, whatever, and just between us, we had phone sex. And there you go. But two people with decent voices, I mean, that's what you do. One person doesn't live in the city, the other person, lives in wherever the fuck, and there you go. Two different worlds, that's all. I don't know what I'm saying, but the point is, it was, that's all we had. That's it. And then afterwards, she's like, well, when are you going to come to the city? I'm like, never. And then, that's it. Talk to the next day for a little bit, whatever. And that's it. Phone sex. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do in life. That's all. Okay? Did you guys ever see the movie Her?
Please.
I'm taking you for my drink.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can feel you. Oh, choke me with that dead cat.
What?
The dead cat next to the bed. Choke me with it. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm choking with the cat.
Tell me, keep telling me.
I've got its tail. I'm choking with the cat's tail.
Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, fuck, tell me. Oh.
I'm choking, and its tail is around your neck, and it's so tight around your neck.
So tight, yes,
I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it. The cat's dead. It's a dead cat around your neck, and I'm pulling it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, oh my God. Oh, it came so hard.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, good night.
Yeah, it was nothing like that. But fuck, great movie. Good looking, pregnant woman there. That I don't have no fetish there. A dead choking cat. Which, Christ, I mean, Does anybody grow up with an actual father these days? The point is, yeah, you do what you got to do. That's all, you know. But then I don't know. She's one of these women that like just kept like kind of poking the bear, and kind of just like always doing these like subtle shots towards me, and I can only take so much, and I just told her, look, fuck off, you're crazy, and I don't know what kind of personal shit you're going through and all this shit, and I said some things, but the point is, and then she's like, she totally disappeared, and like, oh yeah, you totally went nuclear on me, and I'm like, yeah, you're a sweetheart, and yeah, pretty much went downhill from there. So yeah, that's it. Oh, I found this one funny thing on like one dating website. They like, I'm not gonna say the dating website because I don't know, I don't like it, but like they give you images, and like one of them is like half a plus sign, it looks like, and then the other one is like two brackets, but there's nothing inside the brackets, and they're almost touching, and it says, on the following pages you will see pairs of pictures. Which of the two pictures appeals more to you or more to your emotions? Don't spend too long thinking about it. Make a spontaneous choice of one picture or the other. What the fuck does this have to do with anything, guys? I mean, like, is this an IQ test, or, like, you see the shit I went through before, right? I mean, fuck. Anyways, another, a female I tried to talk to here, and yeah, sometimes you read bios, sometimes you don't. Let's be honest, most of the times we don't. But then I read this one. It says, about this person, whatever, and it says, attached female looking for discreet chat, maybe more. If we know each other, please don't judge. I have my reasons. Message me and we can chat. I mean, this can mean so many things. I love if my partner is matured and responsible. Okay, well, irony there. I'm not okay if my partner acts all impatient and childish. Oh God. So another person I talked to, like, again, so many red flags. Hey, how are you? Fine, blah, 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 bullshit. And then again, says, she lives in the city, but, she says, yes, I do reside in, Toronto, but on vacation now at my aunt's in California. Oh boy, that, how does, and again, this could be possible. You never know. But at the same time, I actually, and I think about it, this might be, yeah, is it the same person? I don't know. Maybe they know each other. Who cares? The point is, it's pretty crazy. But it gets to a certain point where, like some people on here, I mean, they'll write like a whole novel. And a lot of times, like, you can feel their frustration too. It's not just me, thank God. And a lot of people will write in their bio, like, look, I don't want this. I like this. I want this. I like extra cheese on my fries, whatever, So this person just went all out. She says, I'm going to put this out there to save both of our time. Both of our time. Yeah, okay. It may come across as rude, but I know what I have had it all happen before. Not good grammar. So number one, and she puts number one, bracket, please don't message me if you're locking for your green card. Okay, now I'm sure she meant looking, but LOCKING. So, but maybe she means, trying to lock in a green card, just, make sure you don't get your ass kicked out of the country. Who knows? Number two, bracket, please don't message me if you're a cross-dresser. Boy, talk about closed-minded. Number 3, bracket, please don't message me if your hygiene is poor. There are other things as well as the type of men I will or will not date, which I will disclose when we talk. Now listen, if you want to wear a dress on the first date, it's 2023. Go for it, okay? Like if that's your thing, or if you're trying to get into the Illuminati, whatever, just do your thing. It's all good, But again, you feel this person's frustration. And, you could tell they've, dated some people, who, may or may have not shopped at the Bay. But hey, whatever. I hear you. I feel the anger, man. Okay, so I'm not angry. Okay, just put your shit out there. Make sure you know what you want, and that's it. What if it's like a polka dot dress? I mean, is that okay? Or I mean, does it matter? Short? It's I don't know. I like a woman with a sundress. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's classy, but it's cute at the same time. I remember I was watching a clip of OG Anunoby, one of the great Raptor players. And he's like, listen, it doesn't matter if it's winter. I like to see a woman in a sundress. Listen, we all got our things, and I happen to agree with him. So I'm just saying, it's a good look. I don't know. I like it. So this one person I was talking to, totally unrelated, maybe she likes dresses, who knows, emailed back and forth. And again, the whole, and again, I know we're, kind of at war with this country a little bit, Russia. And, but again, the women are just awesome. They are. I get it. I get it. Okay, we're in weird times right now. They can't go into the Olympics, and that's a whole fucking thing. But still, their women are pretty awesome. But, again, she's like, oh, I'm really in the city, but I'm living across the seas, and then I'm gonna be back here in 2 months, and then I'm gonna have to go back again, and just it's pretty crazy, She refused to give her number, but yet it was okay for the email, So again, guys, like, listen, if you're gonna scam somebody, okay, just be honest, Like this person here, hey, how's it going? A very unique name. I wish I could say it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, and sometimes I get frustrated too. Some days I'm just like, listen, are you in Toronto? No, Uganda. Okay, there you go. Well, clearly it's not going to work. And then I talk to some people and they don't like to give out their number, and I get it. It's a personal thing, whatever. But at the same time, listen, I'm one of these people. I got to have a good chat with someone over the phone. I have to. And a lot of people will say, well, I'll call you from an unknown number. Yeah, that's not suspicious. I mean, like, who knows? But again, it's crazy. I mean, old school guys. I grew up in the 90s, used to talk on the phone all the time. And now it's all about the apps and texting. And I love texting too, because sometimes when you don't feel like talking to someone, you can just text them. And, it's pretty convenient. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I want to talk to someone before I meet them, for sure. I got to put a voice to the person. I mean, that's the least you can do. But sometimes it's, I mean, maybe some people like this. I mean, this one person, I don't think had a picture, but it was just a little saying here. It says, I am spiritually covered by the blood of Jesus. And there's the little emoji sign, the prayer, the two hands there together. And seems to be a Valentine's Day background, lots of hearts, red. I don't know what you make of this one. I don't know if this person's crazy or just extremely religious, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore, guys. I really, I don't know. I'm losing faith in humanity here at this point. I don't know. I mean, maybe this person, could be an angel, or she, mentioning blood, she, very well could be the devil. I don't know. I'm scared. I really am. You know, and you think of like, the younger generation, like people that are like, let's say 20, using, and this is all they know, the whole anti-social thing going there, like I get it. You don't want to, maybe sometimes you're shy, you don't want to go out, you're lazy, but I don't know. I mean, you got to go out sometimes and, find a woman. You just got to go out there and meet new people. I know I'm one to talk, but, 12 podcasts later about the shit, but, I'm just saying, I mean, you can't live behind a screen. So, and the last one here, thank God. This one's kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie, because basically, it's not too crazy, but at the same time, I'm just talking to this person, and again, good little rapport here, whatever. And of course, I'm, again, I'm thinking it's a scam because it's online dating. And she's like, I have an American number. I promise you, I live in Toronto. I use WhatsApp, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I've never understood the point of WhatsApp. Like doesn't WhatsApp show your number? You can still call people. What the fuck is the difference? Just text me. It's the same fucking, like, I don't need like 10 apps to text people. I need a phone number. That's it. You call me, text me. That's it. I don't even like emails anymore. But of course, you got to deal with that shit for work and all that. It's just major pain in the assholes. But at the same time, whatever. So I'm just gonna humor this. I'm like, what? Like, who knows? You never know. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's not. I'm not gonna be like my friend here and send her, $1,000, or, just I don't know, and I don't know. Maybe she's from the University of Phoenix and she needs a degree. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, and it says, oh, I don't get notifications for this app. Blah 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 blah. Fuck. The story just keeps going. So, I do have unlimited texting, part of the plan. It's pretty awesome. I think most people do nowadays. You can text anyone in the world, whatever, or at least worst case in your country. I got the whole thing all over the world. There you go. So, I text her, and, she texts me back. I want to make sure, that I wasn't going to raise your bill astronomically, so this could be part of the scam, or or maybe that emergency ambulance going by is warning me already. Thank you, already know. But yeah, and then just for shits, like I looked up the area code, and I noticed it was a Colorado area code. So I'm like, okay, so it checks out, America. Okay, so far so good. That's all right. But then she said, I lived in Kentucky, Indiana, New York States, lots of the time in Louisiana. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know much about the states. I just know that like fast food is everywhere and it's very easy to get a gun. But I don't see any mention here of Colorado. Okay, but I don't think any. I mean, maybe some of these places are closer. I don't know. Like, will I study a map in the future? No, but I no mention of Colorado. So I'm like, all right, I even told her that. I said, what's going on here? And then she texted me back, okay, and this is what she texted me back. No bullshit, okay? She goes, Guy, I'm not avoiding anything. Now, like I'm not judging anyone how they talk or whatever. I sound like a Malaka all the time. I mean, and nothing changes for this or the podcast. It is what it is what you get with me. But like when someone starts yo guy, it's just I don't know. It's just it is weird. I mean, you can tell already, like, she doesn't give a fuck and she's already like saying face or whatever. And and then she explains, like, my ex was from Colorado, so when he was setting up the phones and we didn't have a fixed address yet, he used his mom's place. So keep in mind, before, she was telling me this whole thing, like she I lived with a guy for like 15 years in the States, and like they never got along. It was horrible. And this has nothing to do with online dating, but I'm just gonna say this to anyone out there, women, men, it doesn't matter. I never understand how you stay together with someone for 15 years and it'd be horrible for 15 years. I mean, something must have kept you there. Keep in mind, they didn't have kids. Yeah, I asked, I was like, okay, maybe the kids kept them together, whatever, but it just, it's, I never understood. I understand, like, I'm one of these people, if something is bad, I break it off right there. That's it. I'm not going to let this shit drag out or, whatever. If she's cute, maybe. The point is, 15 years is a long time to be unhappy. That's all. I mean, it's a huge waste of time. And on top of that, she has to live in the States. Now, I did an American one time. I think I told you that story, how, again, we were in bed afterwards, whatever, and she's kind of hinting that her ex was kind of causing a problem, and, well, if he wasn't in the picture anymore, someone took care of him, then, maybe I wouldn't have to have this problem. And then there was like a silence after, and she actually did say that, and great tits. But the point is, you got to get the fuck out of there. I mean, if you're not happy, that's it. And yeah, she was American, so yeah, again, I'm just reliving this shit again. It's not cool. And I always say this too, like if maybe I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I'm just gonna say this: if a beautiful, I watch the one show called the Playboy Murders, and I was watching this one thing where the girl had the guy kill another guy that she was going out with, sugar daddy kind of thing, whatever. And I always say, listen, if you're a beautiful woman, okay, you don't have to commit murder. You get someone else to do your dirty work. But anyways, this all feels just weird, and you could tell she's one of these people that like puts up a guard really quick, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe she lives her life, I don't know, maybe she was tortured for a while and now she just automatically thinks that every guy's an asshole. I mean, you just got that vibe that she went through a lot of shit. I mean, 15 years, like I said, long ass time. And then she says, well, this feels very combative. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I mean, like, you're the one creating this vibe, Like, it's almost like when you talk to someone and, like things don't go their way, and then afterwards they're like, yeah, you seem like, not good. I don't know if I could do this. And, and, like, it's just that kind of, fuck. And then I said something, I forgot, and then she's like, cool, I'm at work, I'll reply later. I think I just said, listen, this is all in your head, in your head, zombie. And, I mean, who knows, parts of the States, bath salts, whatever. But, I'm just like, listen, it's cool. And again, this is where texting, like, really fucks up a lot of shit. Like, I will admit that texting is a lot easier, but it does get misconstrued, a lot. And, and I'm looking at her pictures too. And like, again, it looks like the same person, but at the same time, like one picture, she definitely looks like heavier. I mean, you could tell. Like, again, I'm not trying to like make a joke or not. Like, I'm paying her a compliment. I'm saying like, look, it looks like you lost weight. Congratulations on that. And like me personally, I lost like 100 pounds like years ago too. And, I understand, and, she's like, oh, nope, it's all the same pictures, just different angles. And listen, if you compare one picture to the other, I don't give a shit if you got like 24 mirrors on you, like the Amazing Kreskin can pull off this shit. It's an old reference, I know, but I know nobody cares about magicians anymore. But the point is, it's clearly she lost weight. I don't know why she's not acknowledging it. Like, it's so weird. Like, and she's like, you think that I was avoiding answering your questions, but you were firing them off a mile a minute. I was just asking simple questions like where are you from? And, how come you're not answering this? And that, it's just a lot of red flags, and she's like, and I miss them. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. If you didn't want to trust that I was telling you the truth, then you should have stopped talking to me. I have zero, all in caps, issues talking about my history. Yeah, clearly. But I'm not going to do it to prove something to you. Okay, now keep in mind she said that. So, and then I'm just like, it's cool. Again, like she's really just overthinking this. Like at one point I just texted her mea culpa. I mean, holy, this is like fucking crazy. Now keep in mind she just said she doesn't care. She doesn't, she doesn't want to say everything, but she does. And then she just starts saying like, I don't charge or change numbers because I pay $40 for unlimited everything, data, roaming, blah, 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 blah. The whole North America thing. I don't know. I guess I don't know. She went to the States, Canada. The next stop is Mexico, I guess. And everyone uses the other mediums to talk: Instagram, WhatsApp, Singular, Messenger. Why should I pay more? Money when I can get less. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a good point. Whatever. I get it. I get it. And I'm just telling her like, I'm just old school. I believe in having a local number. And she's like, well, that's your problem. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's a good problem to have. So you avoid shit like this, I mean, imagine going to a job interview or something and explaining, well, I still have a state's number. Well, are you legal to work here? Well, your state, it's all, it just, come on, it raises questions for sure, and then she does say something funny. She says, you can't be that old school. You're using a dating app. I'm like, you know what? You kind of got me there. But at the same time, I mean, dating apps have been around since, for the last, at least 20 years, right? I mean, it's not like they just pop up overnight. So, I mean, I would think every 10 years is kind of a next generation thing, no? So, I don't know. I think I'm pretty safe there. But, I'll give her that. It's kind of funny. And she's like, selectively old school, huh? And I explained to her, listen, I'm pretty sure the internet has been around since, for quite some time now, Did you ever see Sandra Bullock in The Net? There you go. So, and then she's like, well, I don't, have to explain things, and then, of course, she does explain it. Anyways, I was married for 15 years. I hated the States. I didn't last down there for long. We moved back to Canada ages ago. I'm like, okay, so ages ago, I'm like, I mean, you've been in this country for years. Like, why don't you switch numbers? I don't understand. Like, why, again, and again, if you have and I just thought of this right now, if you have an American number and if you're paying, I'm pretty sure you got to pay American money, right? So you're not, their dollar's worth way more than ours, way more. So aren't you going to pay more anyway because the dollar difference? And I just never understood that. So some people got to learn the hard way, man. I don't know what to tell you, but And then she says, so I think that this is where we say goodbye. I'm very much not into your energy. Well, clearly you've talked to me for quite some time here, and I'm just like, listen, I don't know, what your problem is. I'm good. I mean, I called her on her shit. I said, look, listen, you can't push me around like you do your exes. I just can't do this. I don't know why you lie about your weight loss. And again, she says 0 weight loss. In my head, I'm like who lie? I mean, most people just say, oh, thank you or whatever. I'm like, it's clear. It's, and I'm like, listen, this is clearly a scam. She's like, it's not a scam. I could prove that I live in Toronto, but you're very judgmental. Yeah, I wonder why. So, and I tell her like, look, this is, I mean, put yourself in my shoes. Like, look at all this shit, And I tell her like, this, that, and just everything that you've provided me so far, And then she's, like, what are you talking about? And then I basically like repeat everything again, and I don't know. It's see, in Canada, we try to avoid more conflict than the States. Clearly, you've seen that over the years. The difference between the two countries here. So maybe it's just embedded in her now, And keep in mind when she said, she didn't want to tell me because I would be judgmental. So right after I proved my point, clearly she's just as stubborn as I am, which means it's not going to work. But maybe we can still be friends. Who knows? But anyways, and then she literally writes me a novel. So get ready for this. First of all, there has been 0 weight loss. Like I said, just different angles. I got to learn these angles myself personally. Maybe I don't know, maybe she went to the exhibition in the summer and, it's just different sides, whatever, one makes you look taller, thinner. Okay. Just because you say something doesn't make it true. Again, irony is the key word here. Second, go ahead, look into my number. I'm not worried. It's not a scam. What exactly would I be scamming you out of? Oh, God. Listen to the other podcast. I haven't asked you for anything yet. I haven't given you a sob story. Bullshit. 15 years. Okay. This is you being competitive and judgmental. Clearly her favorite words. Thirdly, and this is without brackets. She actually spells out the words. That's nice. You got angry when I said I didn't like living in the States. I wasn't blaming you for it. Obviously, it wasn't your doing. I hope not. As I said in the same message, I left the States because I hated it. And we moved back to, in my case, Canada after a few years. Fourthly, you're judging me for being married and staying married for 15 years. Keep in mind, she said she was absolutely miserable during 15 years. 15 days, maybe, but 15 years, you're just nuts, okay? It's just, come on, stop it. Sorry, that's me being judgmental. I apologize. Without any information about anything. Again, you being judgmental, great word, by the way, over something you know nothing about. And again, you've told me clearly the last 15-year update. So I got a little idea what's going on. And then I said something. I forgot what I said. I don't know. What did I say here? I can't read it here. Then it says, fifth point. I've already said I'm not interested in communicating with you further. Clearly, please stop messaging me. Again, the irony is just blown away here. I send her a voice note. Listen, leave me alone. Fuck off. You're crazy. This is totally insane. Blocking you now. See ya. And I'm like, block phone calls. I don't think you can actually block a phone call. And then she messaged me again, like right after she said she was going to block me. She said, you want to be that guy, then go ahead. Yes, I will always be that guy. Call people on their shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I guarantee you, you will always be this woman. And ladies and gentlemen, online dating, as over the years, has clearly not gotten any better. I mean, there's some, good things out there, but yeah, you will meet people like this that will go online and clearly are just not ready to date yet. They don't understand, I'm not a therapist. I didn't ask about, things in your life. I don't care. I'm being honest with you. I want to get to know you. I'm sure Colorado is a great place. I heard the skiing is great there. If you ever listen to Joey Diaz online, there he'll tell you the stories. It's fucking tremendous. But anyways, I'm sure it is. But the point is, guys, this is fucked. I'm telling you, I agree with the guy in the beginning there. It's crazy. I mean, I think at this point, with all the scams and just crazy people on there, I think we just got to look at like online dating as just a source of entertainment at this point. Like, I really do believe that. It's sad to say that, but it is what it is. I mean, but hey, I'm sure you're going to be different. I'm sure you're going to find some love, online. I'm sure it'll happen for you. Don't worry. But until then, this is Computer Love, Part 12.
Expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this. was thinking the same thing. That John Denver's full of shit, man.